What is going on, everybody? My name is Ethan. Thanks for tuning in. If you've ever picked up one of these or one of these, maybe even just something as simple as one of these, shall we say, art making tools, and you've asked yourself, what do I do with it? Guess what? You're not alone. Join the club. Let's figure it out and let's learn how to make life animated. Before we jump in, I have to give a quick disclaimer. I'm not complete noob to art. Wait, before you call me a liar and click off, I haven't drawn in well over a decade. I stopped drawing when I was in high school. Now, when I was a little kid, I'd get my pencil and my paper, and I'd sit on the floor under my lamp and draw until I had to go to bed. I loved it. And I drew clear up through high school until about my junior year, and eventually I quit because I'm a perfectionist. And I got so mad that my pictures didn't look like I wanted them to that I quit. I didn't like practice, so I couldn't get to perfect, right? So here I am as an adult trying to learn how to draw again. So let's figure it out because I don't really know anything, but as you can see in the past, I have drawn a couple things. I've never drawn real finished pieces, never did draw color, graphite only. But I'm excited to see where this new journey takes us into the digital painting and drawing world. So let's jump in. Now, I am 100% brand new to the digital art world. Never done it in my life. The most I've done is, like anyone, in Paint with the mouse, and it's absolutely awful, right? But I did just pick up this beautiful pen display tablet, I believe is the proper term. I picked up a Canvas 16 2021 model by Huion. Now, I don't know anything about these, but I did research for like 5 minutes, I'll be honest. It looked good, so I bought it. It was a splurge. I don't expect anyone, if you're new to this, to do what I did, and I don't recommend it, but we're jumping in and we're trying it. As you can see here, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't have a clue how to do it, so I'm trying to figure out how it works. This program that you're seeing right now is Krita or Krita. It's free and it's really, really good for a free one. At least that's what my research and the reviews say, right? I don't actually know. But we're going to show you here just a quick little drawing I did with some of the pre-made textures and brushes, and a little bit of my old basic scenery style. So as you can see here, I cheated a little bit. I used a grass textured brush to obviously draw the grass, which is something I've never had when I'm drawing on just regular paper. So now you're already seeing the advantages of drawing on a tablet or some sort of digital program, right? However, it is cheating. If you do want to improve at drawing, painting, whatever, and you want to learn how to draw grass, using the tools is not going to help you, and I fully recognize that. Still learning the program, just wanted to have a little bit of fun and kind of see what I could get out of it. I definitely will say, as you can see here, as I'm exploring with a brush on the mountains, that I very much appreciate the key to undo stuff, the instant eraser, Control Z. Absolutely amazing when drawing. It gives you the option to make infinite mistakes without ruining the paper. And of course, if you use layers and other programs on the software, you can basically do something over and over, try a bunch of different things. So I'm really liking that aspect, and it's making life a lot easier, especially while learning. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I have never drawn people or been good at it. I can't even draw a circle very well. So I've been practicing circles a ton. Prior to this video, in a sketchbook on paper that I don't have video, I've been drawing hundreds of circles, learning a little bit about head anatomy, as you can see here, kind of just how to split it up, where to put the things like the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, a little bit about proportions. This is obviously a beginner's sketch of a head here, right? Like, look, you can just look at it and tell that it's not very good. Trying to draw some hair in here, the portions are a little off. I didn't like it. So just keep going, guys. As you can see, I obviously don't know what I'm doing. I had to re-sketch out the outline of the head here, so I kind of could figure out my proportions again, because I was really struggling with it. So keep going, guys. As you can see, I'm not perfect. I'm a beginner, but I want to learn it, so I'm going to stick to it, and you should too. If you guys ever feel like you're getting stuck, like I have, go back to the basics like this. I just drew a couple circles here and check marked them when I felt like they were good circles. And I actually did 4 pretty decent circles, which is unheard of for me. Draw blocks here. Just to go back to the basics, to refresh when you start to struggle. It never hurts. It's never a shame to go back to the basics. Do a little bit of shading here just to remind yourself and get the feel for it. I'm also learning the program and the brushes here, so it has a double benefit for me. But don't be ashamed to go back to the basics. Do the really simple stuff. And even if you're bad at it, that's okay. As you can see, I'm terrible. These are probably the 4 best circles I've ever drawn in my life. As an avid League of Legends player, I am a huge fan of the animated series Arcane. Now, if you haven't seen Arcane, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I recommend you go watch it if you're into any sort of animated films at all. You don't need a League of Legends basis. However, that's not the point of this video. While I was at work the other day, I had some downtime to kill, so I pulled up a picture of one of the main characters and decided to draw her. And it turned out a whole lot better than I could have hoped for. It was supposed to be just a line drawing, a simple outline of features. I ended up kind of shading it in, and it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And this is part of the beginning of my art learning journey on how to draw and paint better. Is I've been doing a lot of gesture drawing and a lot of line drawing. So we'll jump into doing some gesture drawing right here. I actually narrated this whole thing while I was drawing it, but for whatever reason, my microphone didn't pick up any of the sound. I don't know why, because I changed absolutely nothing to bring you this recording. So we'll just talk about it. Draw the main line of movement. That's that line down the middle there, right? This is a guy holding a sword. So I really struggled with this. I didn't like that one, so I tried it again here. His shoulders are at an angle. His hips are pretty flat, though, because he's kind of rotating his body. I really shortened the thigh on this one because it's kind of coming toward us, foreshortening. So yeah, that one turned out a little bit better. It's still terrible. It's really messy. Drawing on the pad here is a lot harder than drawing on the notebook. I switched to a pencil. I feel like I actually get better response and cleaner lines using the pencil than I do the marker. This is a guy who's falling holding a gun. And on this one, we'll see a mistake that I make quite regularly. I was making it all week while drawing on paper. As you can see, his midsection is really long. I need to cut out a good chunk of the midsection there. See, that's what I'm talking about here. His hand shouldn't be that far away to come out on the other side of his thighs, but I need to cut like half his midsection out. I really struggle with that, making it too long. This one, he's jumping like off a ledge, coming down to swing his sword at you. And again, on this one, his midsection is too long. Other than that, on this one, I actually like this one. The proportions were fairly accurate other than that midsection. I just went back to draw some circles here. Drawing the heads and stuff on this pad feels really clunky because the pen moves too much, right? It's just a slick surface. I know you can get things like a paper covering or whatever, so it feels like you're drawing on paper more. But I don't have one at the moment, so I just went back, draw some circles, try to get the hang of it here. Okay, we draw a lady here, a dancer gal, so her shoulders are quite sloped here. Sometimes drawing those basic lines rather than the shape really helps me. Some people do. I've seen in videos I've been watching. Other people don't. It's kind of foreshortening here. Her arm is coming towards us. However, I didn't make it too long despite the foreshortening. And this one's going to look funny because, as you can see, I made the legs and head small and the midsection and arms huge, so they're not proportionalized, which is the purpose of these drawings, is to practice that. So it's too long, too wide on the torso section, right? And then a little head, big arms. So don't like that one. I zoom in on the paper here because I felt like I wanted to do more drawings per paper. However, it gets a lot more grainy on the canvas. The pencil, you see a lot more of the pixels and stuff. This one I didn't have a picture to draw from. I just drew this one from kind of my mind. A little ballerina lady, very similar to one of the men we drew just a minute ago. This one's a lot better. The proportions I actually liked on this one. The legs look a little small, right? I could go a little bigger, a little longer on the legs. But that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, on this week's video on our art journey. Dig into gesture drawings, drawing basic shapes, and get the basics down. It never hurts to go back. Don't ever be ashamed if you have to go back to the basics, because obviously I need a lot of practice, but I will say just the fact that I'm able to get those basic drawings is more than I could have done a week ago, because I have no experience drawing people. So keep it up, guys, and thanks for tuning in to Life Animated.